What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is James. Today we're making a hay steamer because I don't feel like paying $2,000 for one. Look, I got my PEX tubing. Oh, didn't see you there. At any rate, over the last couple months, we had a period of almost a month where it was just constantly raining. This caused a bunch of issues for us and a lot of the other farms in the area where there was mold issues with the hay. So we are stuck with the option of either throwing away about $700 worth of hay, spending $2,000 on a hay steamer to save the hay, or spend $150 on some supplies and make a hay steamer ourselves. So that is what we're doing. The idea being that you can, take the daily hay that you're going to feed, throw it into a steamer. It kills the mold, and as long as you feed it within 24 hours, it's good to feed the horses again. So we have a brute trash can, and the idea is we're going to have a steamer here. This may or may not be big enough, we'll find out, but we're going to have a steamer going into the bottom. It'll be connected to some PEX tubing, which will be circling around the outside edge all the way up to the top of the trash can here. We'll throw a lid on it with a hook. We'll hang the hay in a hay net inside the basket or inside the trash can. And in theory, for about an hour or 2 hours inside of this bad boy, we should be able to salvage the hay that we put in there. So let's get to it. All right, so here's the plan. We have this, I don't know what this is, Happy Verg steamer. Something my wife picked up off of Amazon. It says that it should be able to do an hour or two, get up to 200 something degrees. And then the rest of these parts are things from Home Depot. We have a HEX bushing, the hose barb adapter, shark bite hoo-ha-ha.
Shark bait hoo-ha-ha!
It's a 1/2 inch to a 1/2 inch by a 1/2 inch. It's just a T push connector for PEX. And then we have a female connector. This is actually not a washer, but to fit these connectors going through the side of the trash can, we couldn't find a washer that had the right size hole in the back. So this is actually a reducing washer for a conduit, but it should work. And then this is what we're going to use to hang the hay net from the lid of the trash can. So it has some pretty wide washers on the top with some lock nuts, or lock washers, I'm sorry. And so it's an eye bolt with nut. It's a 5/16, and then a little spring ring. Anywho, so this is basically all the parts you need, and we also have a couple pieces of PEX tubing there. So just using 1/2 inch, and the idea is basically we're going to come in. Let's see, we're going to come in the side on the bottom. We're going to have a straight piece across, and then the T will go right there. And then one loop will circle and spiral up to the top on this side, and the other half of the T will spiral to the top on this side, and that should give complete coverage on all sides. And then we'll have little holes that we drill in the PEX tubing so the steam comes out and hits the hay. And that's the idea. When in doubt, use a crescent wrench. Yeah, so the way the PEX bends, you know, it bends pretty good, but I think I want to keep this end off of the side of the trash can just a little bit, so that way the PEX has a chance to kind of go straight and then start bending out against the edge. Just think that'll be a little bit better. So I'm gonna need to cut this one more time. Right about there, we'll take about another, I don't know, a little bit over an inch off. Try not to take my finger out in the process. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's get this in here. Push that in. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna go right across. And now, out of these two sides, like I was saying, we're gonna have one come out here and wrap around the outside all the way up. And we'll have one come out of this side and wrap around all the way up. And I think that'll be pretty good. One. That is unfortunate. That is... I just dumped my coffee all over my head. Stand by. Oh, jeez. On the bright side, now we have a coffee scented hay steamer, so it could be worse. I also have a coffee scented James, so now you know. At any rate, where were we? So these are gonna come across and spin this. And basically they'll probably just be held in with zip ties. So maybe we should do that as we go. At least get some zip ties down on this side to hold it into place so everything stops flying everywhere. I know what you're thinking. Why did you not drill all those holes while the PEX was just like laying flat on your workbench? Well, I thought about that. And I came to the conclusion that if I did, and then I did the coil around the edge of the trash can, that all the holes might not be pointing in toward the hay, which is what I need. So instead of having that problem and having like a hole just pointing straight to the edge of the trash can, I figured it was easier, I mean, still a pain, but easier to just do it after it's installed where it's going to be. Now, there is one thing I didn't think about when I went to the store to pick up parts, and that is that the ends of my tubes are not covered. So to get enough pressure for that steam to go out of all the holes, I feel like the ends of the tube need to be covered, and that is something I have to work out. Maybe for right now, we'll try just doing a little duct tape. I think that might be the trick. And then maybe circle back with something a little bit better. Cool. So, where are we at? Well, we gotta do the hook for the lid, but maybe for the time being, we will maybe we'll try getting some steam going in here. I think we're about at that point. Now, there's another option I just thought of to keep the pressure built up, is we have these two ends here. I have this extra PEX. Technically, if I got a coupler for this side and this side, that would fit in between. I could cut it to size, and then it would be basically an entirely closed loop. So that would build all the pressure up and push the steam out. Obviously, I don't have the couplers right now, so I might have to circle back on that, but yeah, that could work. Got steam. Right now it's only coming out of the bottom. There we go. Okay, yeah, we're starting to get some on the sides. I don't know if you can see it. Starting to get a little bit coming out the side ones there. Oh yeah, now it's starting to come out up here a little bit. So we get the lid on there. It should build up a lot of heat. The idea is you want this to get up to, you know, like 150 or 200 degrees or something like that, and that should be able to kill all of the mold spores. You can pull it apart, put in a hay net, drop that in here, stick it in here for an hour or two, and that'll kill anything that's on it. Let's take the lid off and see what we're working with. Well, it's pretty steamy and it's pretty hot, so we'll cover it up and let it sit for a few minutes, and we'll come back and see what we're working with. This thing's been running for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. It's warm to the touch. It's not like hot, which on the outside, which is nice. I got the kitchen thermometer. I'm going to try to get through one of these holes we made for the zip tie and see what temperature we're working with in here. About 125 at the top. It's 125 degrees Fahrenheit. 126 at the bottom. 127. It is climbing though. I mean, if we just leave the lid on, it might keep building up temperature. It's only been running about 5 minutes and the water level inside this steamer is already almost out. So that could be a problem. I think we're going to probably need a steamer that has a bigger water reservoir, because if this is supposed to run for an hour or two, I mean, that thing's already empty, or you're just going to have to babysit it the whole time. I think we're going to need a more powerful steam cleaner. It does produce steam, does do pretty good, it gets pretty hot. I read the manual for this and it says it's only recommended to run for 20 to 30 minutes, and we need it to run for over an hour. So I think we're going to need something a little more heavy duty. But in the meantime, let's get a hook installed on this so we can hang a hay net out of here. We're just going to drill a hole right there in the middle. Boink, right there in the middle. We're going to install this eye hook. Worried this might not be strong enough to hold hay. Yeah, it might not. It might be all right. We're not hanging like a ton of it, so it's just a little bit in a hay net. And that little guy will hang there. Like that, right? So that guy hangs there, and you put all the ends of the hay net there, and that's, you can pop it right on and off. Alright, we had to run out to Lowe's. We ended up grabbing this 725 power steamer from Wagner. It has a 2-hour runtime, so that should meet our needs a little bit better. Grabbing a couple more of these couplers so we can close the loop. And then we need a new fitting. Yep, new fitting so that this, the hose right here can connect to the bottom of the trash can. So that fitting will do that on our connection. Okay, we're back. It's a day later. Just got back from the Lowe's, and we got some new stuff. So I got the connectors needed to finish the loop, to close the loop off for the HEX tubing here. And then, obviously, you saw in the store, we got the connector to connect the new steamer to the trash can setup. So let's start by putting that on. looks like a more appropriate size. There we go. Okay, we got water. Let's plug it in. Says it takes up to 12 minutes to produce steam. So now we wait. All right, so a notable difference between this unit and the previous, this one that we had. So this one, it starts steaming faster, but it doesn't actually heat the water. It seems to just heat it up as it kicks it out the tube. The Wagner boils the water in the tank, so the bottom here is actually hot. And then whatever steam it creates, that's what gets kicked out. So interesting difference. There is some hot places on here that are kind of interesting, but we are starting to get steam. We'll turn this so you can kind of see. So I got this long thermometer. It's just a simple meat thermometer, and then we're just gonna stick it through one of these holes and see what we get to as far as temperature. We've been running about 20 minutes and it looks like it got up to about 150 degrees in that time. It's actually a little more. It was actually almost 175. So, you know what? I'm gonna be smart. I'm gonna be smart about this. I'm gonna put on a pair of gloves so I don't burn my fingers. Whew, there's a lot of water in there. You know, I'm not unhappy with that. So you have an idea of how much fits. Like a hay net there. This isn't the hay net we thought we were going to use. Can't find that one. So it sits in there and you can see everything wraps all the way around. Hits it from the bottom. And we'll just close it up. And wait for the steam to start steaming. Put our thermometer in. Okay, so we're back. It's dark now because we forgot to record when we were done. So we ran it for about 2 hours. At about an hour, we were at, what was it, 150? About an hour and a half. By the time we were there, we were cruising around 175. So overall, pretty happy. Wife's happy? Yeah, wife's happy. Anyhow, so that's about it. Trash can, a little bit of PEX tubing, and a Wagner 725 will get you there probably for under 200 bucks. Let's look at the hay. Take this off here. So, it's probably hard to tell in the video. The hay in the middle is not like super wet, but it's still extremely warm from going through the process. The hay on the outside, of course, is wet, but the temperature on the inside was at 175 because that's where our thermometer was. Any rate, well, that's it. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Well, you may be happy, but maybe not horsey approved. Does it not smell right to you?
I mean, it does smell different.
You're a good boy. Yeah. There you go. Well. Oh no. Oh, okay. We're going back for more. That's good. That's right, folks. It's horsey approved.